Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, September 2nd, 2009. Well, folks, you're seeing a very quiet day on Wall Street, at least so far. A little bit of downside early, a little bit of micro upside lately, and that's really where we're sitting, really on the flat line. Those of you that are premium subscribers to our research center at In the Money Stocks, you really understand that after a big move either way, like we had yesterday to the downside, you often look for that pause day in the markets, and that seems to be what we're getting today. Again, it is a holiday week. We're heading into the Labor Day weekend as well. Volume is very light today, which is kind of a change of character from yesterday. Yesterday was the outlier with monster volume across the board. Today we reverted back to that light volume situation. Stocks right now on the Dow, for instance, the Dow is just trading higher by 8.5 points. NASDAQ is up 3 points. S&P is up half a point on the day. So you can see very light trading right now as the market just hovered just above 100 on the SPY. Now we look at the SPY because it's mirroring the S&P 500, gives us a good indicator on movement, pattern, price, time, all the key technical indicators we look for. Now what you are seeing here is initially the markets did gap slightly lower. We gapped right to a level here on the charts. You can see this straight line in pink. That is 100, just below the 100 level at 99.80. That 99.80 was past support. I can actually go back and show you where it comes from. If you scan all the way back, you can see going back to the 14th of August, that was actually the low pivot of the day and really a sideways move above that before we ran higher. Really a nice little level there on the day, and that is turning out to be support. So my point of showing you this going back is to really give you a good example of how past levels become future levels. You have to understand that major levels from the past, whether it's a year ago, 10 years ago, or just a month or a week or a day ago, really are major levels in the markets. And you can see that today, that was the low. Almost exact same chart here on the sideways motion where we're seeing very sideways motion today, as you see, just trading very much to the sideways action. Now, a couple other things to go over. The market's gap down, made a move back up. We went right into this orange trend line at 100 spot 20, pulled back to this pink line again right here at 99.80, then back up to this little bit of a blue line, and if you want, you can see you connect the line across the highs from yesterday afternoon, and you get that line. We hit that, bounced off, hit it again, bounced off, then actually broke above it, came up to the 50 moving average, and then came down very gently onto this blue line again. So you can see we're really just hovering right here. Now, we had a little bit of economic news this morning. I'm going to discuss it quickly. You got the ADP jobs number at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time today. It came in a little worse than expected, and that is basically the result of the small gap down we had in the markets today. It was a very minor gap down. I would say about 30 points on the Dow or so to the downside, and then the markets really recovered that very quickly. Right now, as I said, you're basically trading on the flat line of this market. Now, at 10 o'clock, we got factory orders. Factory orders were pretty much in line, and we got at 10:30 oil inventories. Oil inventories came out. There was a slight draw on distillates right there, a little bit of distillate action there, and we did see overall the oil front getting a little bit of a boost today, just a minor flat day on oil as well. So you're really seeing that overall this market is really flat. I mean, it's unbelievably flat across the board. Oil's flat. The spiders are flat. The S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ are all flat. The one caveat here, folks, is gold. Gold is having a monster day. Look at the move on gold today, folks, all the way up. That is a huge move on gold, and what really is going on here, or at least it apparently looks like is going on, is that you are seeing a flight to safety on anticipation of possibly more rough times in the markets, as well as a possibility of us seeing some inflation pressures come in, and of course gold running up beautifully today to $96. That's a huge move on gold today. Gold absolutely ripping, and it's again not an issue of the dollar really today because you're not seeing oil participate in this rally. This is pure and simple a flight to safety here along with a few other factors. So keep that in mind, folks. Very impressive move on gold. Watch it this afternoon. We've called out a couple little gold stocks in the chat room today that are starting to get bids, and you are seeing some of these little gold micro cap, small cap, mid caps starting to run up. You can look at Yamana Gold, for instance, AUY. There it is, AUY right there. You can see that chart. Beautiful move up, almost 10% on the day on Yamana Gold. Very nice move. But going back to the SPY, just to focus here, there is something coming out in the next, really about 40 minutes from now. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time will be the Fed FOMC minutes. That could give us a little bit of a rocket ship one way or the other, although in general, I still like the fact that you have a fair chance of it as flat day in the markets today. Now, overall, there's not much more to discuss here. What I want to just show you again, look for support here at 99.80. That's going to be a major support line. 99.80. If you get through that, you're going to look at this dotted line at 99.50. 99.50 is the next key level. On the upside, you're right on support resistance right here at 100 spot 20. 100 spot 20 is good support. You have the blue line right here as well. If you get through that to the upside, you're going to have the 50 moving average as a little bit of resistance. After the 50 moving average, you're going to then look for 100 spot 50, and then all the way up to a possibility of 101. Those will be your levels for this afternoon. But again, in general, keep an eye on this market as it could be flat. Now, the question really in my mind is, are we setting up for a big move tomorrow? Sometimes you get a flat day after a big day, and then the next day following the flat day is another big day. It's what we call a TNT, or thrust, pause, thrust move in the markets here, and that could be setting us up as well, which we'll have to see. Could it be a thrust to the upside or downside? Tomorrow, jobless claims will be key, and then the unemployment rate on Friday, folks. Volume again on Friday by Friday afternoon, probably pretty light based on the fact that everyone's leaving early for that Labor Day long holiday weekend. Have a wonderful rest of the day, folks. Come join the Research Center. Come join the Intraday Stock Chat. Insane amounts of info in there. Tons of charts posted on the hot charts and alerts, on the Pro Trader watch list. Tons of information. Unbelievable calls lately all around in that. Tons of money to be made. So come join us. We hope to see you soon. Take care.